Hello, my name is Sandra Hammons, and I am doing my individual professional presentation for business ethics class of Dr. Green, and my subject is consumer law. I am going to cover what is consumer, what is the need of consumer law, what are the 80 consumer rights we have in America, which laws and organizations are protecting the consumers. I'm going to talk about the ethical issues in the news lately and give you my conclusion. Who is the consumer? The definition says that someone that bought goods and services. But we know now that nowadays consumer is somebody 24/7, 365 days a week is consuming something. So somebody that's driving a car, that somebody's at work at home, somebody's sleeping, is consuming the mattress, the air conditioner, the gas, the goodies. So we are consumers 24/7. Why we need consumer laws? We need consumer laws for protect the rights of the consumers. When the customer find that's harmful or disappointing to the product or the service, he or she has the rights. Consumers law, they are going to ensure that these rights will be taken care of. So consumer laws is the regulates the relationship between the consumers and the business. This is very important for society's development. Which the consumer rights we are talking about? Well, let's go talk about a little bit of a history. On 1950s, here in America, uh, the middle class started to being stronger and stronger and notice that they have a power of bargain, they have a power of negotiation with the business. So they started requiring some fairness. They started complaining about some malpractices. So by 1962, when John F. Kennedy he made a speech, and he made a speech to talk about the rights of the consumers, and he came up with a consumer bill of rights, and he did four of them. The John Kennedy said that the four rights will be the right of safety, the right to be informed, right to be the right to choose, the Consumer Bill of Rights were established by John Kennedy when he made a speech to the Congress. And he talked about the Consumer Bill of Rights will be four rights: safety, being informed, to choose, and to be heard. All these four rights will be the Bill of Rights. Let's go talk about these four first, okay? Okay. The right to safety is the right that the law protects consumers for products they need to be safe, cannot do harm and not to be any kind of risk. The right to be informed, making sure that the products they have the right information completely truthful about the product. The right to choose is that ensuring that we don't have monopolies, that we have options to choose from different brands, and we are not obligated to buy certain brands. Well, the right to be heard is when the law and organization ensure that we can complain, we can talk about concerns, and this speaking out will be considered relevant for changing or for reassuring new products. In 1985, we had the extension of the rights made by the United Nations, and they add more four rights that they are the satisfying the basic needs, the right to redress, the right to consumer education, and the right to a healthy environment. Let's go talk about all this rest of four. The, the right of satisfying the basic needs ensure that every consumer can have clothing, food, transportation, um, shelter, and this is very important. The right to redress is when helps consumer to remedy any harm or any disappointment, or is when we have some settlement to right some wrongs. Okay, the consumer education is the right that the product needed to be um, teaching the consumer how to use them. Especially now that we have a digital era, we need consumer education for sure. We need to know how the products are made, how we use it, and we need all the information out there available. The right for a healthy environment is very important because it's a concern for the future generations too. Is that at work or home, consumers have the right to have a non-hazard environment in the present moment and the future. Okay, so these rights are protected by some laws, consumer laws, in some agencies. Let's go talk about that. One of the more important agency we have is the Food and Drug Administration. Was this agency, I'm sorry, was created in 1906 for the Pure Food and Drug Act, and nowadays is so important because regulate food, drugs, and much more, cosmetic industry, tobacco industry, and goes on and on. Very important. Okay, let's go see. The Consumer Product Safety Act gave us the Consumer Product Safety Commission in 1972 and helped to establish some product recalls or some the safety standards for the products in every single industry. That's very important and commission agency that we have there. Better Business Bureau, maybe is the more famous, is that is really all about the right to be informed or the right to be heard, because Better Business Bureau they give you access to free business reviews. That is very important. more laws. Communications Act gave us the Federal Communications Commission, FCC, and this agency regulate internet, radio, TV, satellites. So and nowadays, everybody needs internet. They regulate all about it. So another one very important is Federal Trade Commission, was established with the Federal Trade Commission Act around 1912, and they are very important. They make sure that there is no monopolies, coercive monopolies. We really need that. Now, let's go talk about Truth in Lending Act. Was a law established in 1968 and requires clear disclosure of land arrangement and the costs. So that is making easier for lending. Now another agency, HIPAA, very important. HIPAA was established in 1996 and is provides to the consumer a protection for health information. It's very important. Every hospital, every clinic, they take care very seriously about HIPAA guidelines. So now about talking about all these ethical issues. Now let's go talk about the issues that they are in the news. In this example of consumer law, where the consumer rights and the ethical issues about. Example, is it ethical for airlines keep a passenger inside the airplane for hours long before taking off because it's changing or some problem on the traffic? It's hours and hours the passenger cannot leave the airplane and they are stuck there. Is it illegal? I don't think so. Another very current questions that we have in the communities is about college tuition, college accreditation, college books. College tuition is so high, even online, that why we need to pay so high if it's everything is online. If you don't have a lab, you don't have a physical structure to take care of with janitor and teachers going there, parking lot and cleaning. This is it. Is this ethical? So high tuitions? Mm-hmm. Okay, now about accreditation. Is ethical that some university or college they don't have accreditation and they still want to receive the students loan back to them, even the student cannot apply for a job because the accreditation don't allow them to have that job with that degree. Is that ethical? Mm-mm. And the books, why the books, college books are so expensive? Hmm? So now let's go talk about another subject, Volkswagen recalls. Very current. What is happening is that some some emission control sheets in the diesel cars from Volkswagen, and it's possible that they kill around 59 Americans. Is that ethical that they had these emissions control sheets? Okay. Another subject is the gender pay gap. It's still happening since 50 years ago with John Kennedy also established the Equal Pay Act, still trying to um, balance the pay between men and women, and still 50 years later, uh, with a long difference, a big difference. So the conclusion is consumer law, they are so much important because they safeguard the buyers from business malpractice. And the consumer law is still evolving because the society is still growing. And it's very important that we know our right as consumers because we are the bridge between the business and the rest of society. And we need to make sure the consumer law will be there helping make this relationship fair for both sides. So this is my conclusion. I let you see my reference and thank you for watching. Goodbye. Bye bye.